Hey everyone, welcome to the Oak Roots channel. My name is Jessica. Today we're going to do a bit of a shorter tutorial. Instead of teaching you how to make an entire project, I'm actually going to show you how to make a piece of a project. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to attach a strap to a small pouch. So I'm going to give you two examples. Here is the snack size bag that we made in last week's tutorial, and I'll have a link for this down below as well as an eye up here. And this was a snack size. Now this is also a great size for travel, for toiletries, for makeup, for your purse. And if we line it again with the pull, then you can put your liquids in there, right? But to make this even more useful, we can add a wristlet strap to it. So today we'll be adding a wristlet strap to this one. And then the other type of strap we're going to add is a strap to a boxy bag. So here is an example of a boxy bag. These are really popular for new sewers. If you're just starting out, this is a great bag to try out because it is extremely rewarding. It's fairly easy, but it has a couple complicated steps in it, so you do gain some insight into the bag making process. But this is a basic boxy bag. I have a tutorial on my website for how to adapt the basic boxy bag pattern to make it like this. I'll have the link for that down below. And so what my goal today is I'm actually going to add a couple D-rings to these flaps on the end and then a strap that connects over it so you can hold it. So straps are useful for holding bags, right? We can turn a wristlet into a little clutch so we can take out and about with us when we're going to the grocery store, we're going out with our friends. We can turn this into something that's a little bit easier to carry, maybe for kiddos, or just, if you have this in your suitcase and you want to grab it real quickly, you can just pop it out like that. So we're doing two different types of straps today. We're doing a wristlet strap that's going to be a 1/2 inch finished, and we're going to do a loop through 3/4 inch width strap. I don't really have a name for it. We have a wristlet, which we know what that is, but then this one, I don't really know what to call the type of strap we're gonna be making for this one today. Let's call it the boxy bag strap. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna walk you through how to make these bags because, like I said, I'll have links below where you can find out how to do that. So first bag we're gonna start with is the wristlet. Half of it is going to be vinyl, half of it is going to be cotton. The second strap is gonna be 3/4 inch wide, and it's gonna be all cotton. So let's get started. So for the first bag, we're going to need our snack bag that is partially finished. So the step we're on here is where we've attached the exterior and the lining fabrics both to the zipper and top stitched. Next, we're going to need our 1 inch wide by 16 inches long vinyl cut. Then we're going to need a 1 inch wide by 16 inches long quilting cotton cut. This has been interfaced with SF 101. I highly suggest you interface this. It makes the strap overall much more sturdy than if you just kind of left this all loosey-goosey. Besides that, you're going to need a 1/2 inch D-ring and a 1/2 inch swivel hook. I bought both of these off of Emmeline Bags. I'll have a link for them in the description below. So to begin, we need to take our strap pieces and we need to put them right sides together. So I have my vinyl right side up, and I'm going to take my cotton right side down, and I'm just going to line them up like that. So I'm just going to take some Wonder Clips and I'm just going to clip this in place. Okay, so I have this clipped in place. I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm just going to stitch along this entire length right here. Just this long side that I've already clipped. So here we go. I've stitched my 1/4 inch seam allowance on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it open. Now I don't feel comfortable pressing vinyl because I've abused my iron enough. I really don't want to stick some vinyl against it. So to press this open, I'm actually just going to push it down like that, and then I'm going to flip it out just like that so that these raw edges line up. So then I just take more of my clips and I just continue clipping it in place. These clover clips are fantastic for this. So I have my wristlet completely clipped. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to top stitch along this edge that we sewed, and I'm going to use 1/8 of an inch seam allowance with a 3mm stitch length, and I'm just going to give it a nice little top stitch right here. So we'll be done with one side of our wristlet strap. All right, you can see that I sewed my top stitch on. I am not using a silicone foot when I'm sewing this together. As long as I sew with this side up, I don't seem to have a problem on my sewing machine. I suggest when you're working with vinyl, you really just do some trial and error. Go nice and slow, bigger stitch lengths. That's going to help you sew whenever you have the sticky side of the vinyl down. But this vinyl's actually been fine. I'll have a link for the vinyl down below in the description box. So now we're going for the most challenging part of this. What we need to do now is we need to enclose this long raw edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up a bit, and I'm just going to flip this in. So see, here's the top stitching. I'm going to flip it open just like that, and I'm going to take my vinyl and I'm going to fold it in to meet the other vinyl, and then I'm just going to clip that in place. Sorry for the wobbly. Now I'm going to go down the entire strip doing this. Clip in place. All right, you can see that we have our strip folded over and clipped. Now what we need to do is we need to fold over the cotton side to match it. So again, we just take it, fold it down, and we're going to add it underneath the clips. So let's start at an end this time. Fold it down, fold it up, take a clip, add it under. Done. And you'll see that it just kind of works its way out as you go down. Just keep making sure you're meeting the seam, keeping it nice and straight. This should be nice and straight up here, no waves. All right, so we're going to take this to the sewing machine, and we're just going to give this one also a 1/8 of an inch top stitch. All right, so this is where we're at. This actually isn't that difficult. This is a really cool look for a wristlet strap, honestly. Half vinyl, half cotton with a really fun print. Like that's a cool wristlet strap. If I saw something like that in a store, I would be pretty intrigued by it. And it looks very difficult to do. It does take time, but it's not that hard. And this is skinny, guys. I usually do this on 1-inch wide straps, not 1/2 inch wide straps. So this is going really well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, we're gonna sit on our machine, and we're just gonna do 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right along this edge. So I'm gonna show you how my machine works with the vinyl. So you can see I have my vinyl side up. I'm using a metal regular presser foot and a metal plate. I don't know if you can see on my metal plate, but there's some like old Scotch tape, because I was told before, put Scotch tape down and it will help, but I didn't find that to be true. So I am just going to go nice and slow. I have my 3mm stitch length set, and I'm just gonna go along like this, and you can see at a nice slow pace, I have no problem with my metal foot. So here's our wristlet strap. You can see this side is the vinyl, it's nice and sparkly. And then this side is our cotton, which is like a super fun print. So you can see whenever you wear it like this, I mean, come on, look at this. Look how cute that is. I know, I get excited over sewing stuff all the time. It never stops, guys. I've been doing it for years and I still get this excited because it's adorable. Let's go finish up this strap and get attached to our bag, and then move on to strap number 2. So we have our strap and our bag. what we're going to do is we're going to cut a 2-inch piece off of this strap. So I'm just going to use the markings on my cutting mat. So 1, 2. Just give that a little slice. There we go. So now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to thread it through my 1/2-inch D-ring, just like this. And you can decide which side you want to be exposed. I'm going to have the shiny side exposed, so I'm going to pinch it just like this. Okay, I'm going to put a clip on it just while I put it to the side. Now, on my pouch, I have to decide where I want my wristlet to go. I like it to be about 1 inch down from the zipper. So I'm going to line up the top here, you know, the bottom of the zipper tape right here, and then here's about 1 inch down. So that's what I'm going to do. So whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure your D-ring is pointed towards the inside of the bag. So I'm going to put it right there, just about 1 inch down. So now I'm going to pin it to just the exterior. Now this is where you need to know what's in your pattern. I know for this pouch, I'm going to be turning it and attaching the lining sides together, so I only want this attached to the exterior piece. So now I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to use about between 1/8 and 1/4 inch seam allowance to just go back and forth over this about 3 times to make sure it's held in place. I'll meet you right back over here. So you can see I've added this to my exterior panel and it's just secured in place. So now let's finish the rest of the strap. For this part of the strap, this is the wristlet part. This is going to be what goes around your wrist. We're going to take our 1/2-inch swivel hook and we're going to add it so that it's right side facing in. So in the end, if I want it to look like this, I'm going to make sure that my swivel hook is where I want it. So you can just kind of test it out real quick and say, all right, this is how in the end I want it to look, right? But when we're finishing these ends, we need to flip it the other way. So make sure this is on the inside and flip it in just like that. Then we're going to pinch this here and let's take this to the sewing machine. So here we have it with wrong side out and the swivel hook in the middle. And now we're just going to sew it at 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're just going to take the 2 raw edges and sew them at 1/4 inch seam allowance. When you have this many layers, make sure you go nice and slow and you check your needle. Don't use an old needle for this. It's just going to break on you. So I go back and forth a couple times, just like that. Okay. Now we have this. We're going to take it and flip it so that we have right side out. You can see our swivel hook is now right side out. It's all right. And what we're going to do is we're going to just secure this in place. So we're going to take our swivel and we're going to wrap it all the way to where we just stitched those pieces together. And we're going to fold it just like this. And what we're going to do, you see how we have that swivel hook kind of nested in that seam? We're going to just sew over this a couple times back and forth so that this thing doesn't go wobbling around on us. To make sure we get as close as possible to this bump right here, I'm going to use my zipper foot just because I don't really want a big gap over here where these seams are. All right, so let's just get this in here. I'm just going to tuck it as much as I can. There we go. Just go back and forth a few times. So here is our wristlet strap completed. I'm going to go finish up the bag and then show you how we attach it on. So cute. You would think I've never sewn before based on my reaction every time I'm done with a bag, but this is so cute. I don't know if you can see how, yeah, you can see how glittery it is. Oh yeah, so glittery. I used a red zipper and then hot pink pull lining. Yeah, we did. This is cute. Okay, so you can see here's our little connector over here with our D-ring. Get back out there. Let's see. So you can see our little connector with our D-ring right there, okay? And then we made our wristlet strap. I mean, come on, look how cute that is. Just take it, take your swivel, clasp. There you go. Ah, what? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping this bag. All my stuff gets stolen. Everything I make gets stolen. I'm keeping this. I'm hiding this. Family and friends watching, I lost it. I don't know where it is anymore. Sorry. I'm keeping it. It's my bag because this is adorable. But here we go. Super simple. I can take this out, you know, if I'm going out to lunch, if I'm going out to the pool, I can take this with me, put all my sunscreen and my lip gloss and everything in here. Yes. So cute. Hold on to it. Super cute, right? All right. First wrist strap done. So let's move on to our second type of strap, which is a strap that's going to go over a boxy bag. Yeah, let's try it. I don't know. Let's try it. So the material you will need for strap number 2 is your In Progress boxy bag. Like I said, I will have a link below for the tutorial on how to make this. But in this process here, I have my lining pinned out of the way. This is my exterior. I don't know how you can see this because it's black on black, guys. Black on black. My white cutting mat got destroyed. I don't know what to do. So here's our In Progress bag. Now this strap is going to be a little bit thicker. It's going to be 3/4 of an inch wide in the end. So we need 2 3/4 inch D-rings and 1 3/4 inch swivel hook. Now, if you want this strap to be completely removable, I suggest getting 2 of these swivel hooks, and I'll show you why as we go. So if you want the strap to stay on the bag, 1 swivel hook. If you want the strap to be interchangeable, and you can take it off the bag and use it for other things, 2 swivel hooks. Either way, both 2 D-rings. And then we're going to need a piece of fabric that we're going to use for our strap. Now this fabric is long, guys. So this strip is 3 inches wide by 34 inches long, and it is interfaced with SF101. Anytime you're making a strap with cotton, no matter how you're using it, you're going to want to interface it with SF101. I'll have a link for it down below. So 3 inches wide by 34 inches long. And this is all we need to make our strap. All right, so I have my pressing mat out. Now this strap is going to be a little bit simpler to make. What we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, just like that. And then we're just going to press it. So just fold it in half, give it a light press. Fold and press. Right now what we're doing pretty much is we're just making ourselves a crease so that when we fold it again, we know where the middle is. So open up your strip, and now we have a nice line here, and we know how we're going to fold the rest of it. So we're going to take the bottom flap and we're going to line it up with that middle line. So pretty much what we're doing is we're folding this lengthwise, or we're folding this hot dog style in quarters, right? So we're just going to go along, press that. Once we have that bottom edge pressed, we're going to press the top now. And I'm not worried about it flipping up like this. I'm going to push it all down. I just really need it. It will remember where that fold is. I just need that crease. So now we're going to fold the top part down to the middle. There we go. Just go along with our iron again. So we have it all folded. Now we're just going to take them both, fold them together like that, and then fold it in half, and we're going to give that another press, and then we'll clip it. Now we have it all pressed. We're just going to pull it together, and we just got to clip it in place just to make it a little bit easier when we take it to the sewing machine. All right, let's take this to the sewing machine. Now all we have to do is do an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance top stitch on both ends of this wrist strap, and then we're done with this. You can see this takes significantly less time than the last one, and it's very cute. I like to top stitch the open end first and then top stitch the folded end. our strap is completely sewn, and now let's go attach it to our bag. So this time I'm going to cut off two 2-inch long pieces from this long strap. Use my cutting mat, I'll just go 1, 2, 2-inch long. There we go. There we go. So, because I have 2 D-rings, I need 2 D-ring holders. So let's get the hardware. I'm just gonna trim this real quick. So here's our hardware. Just like before, we're gonna slide it through the D-ring and then just hold it like that, clip it in place. Same with the other one, slide it through, clip in place. Okay, so in the boxy bag pattern, at this point is when we add the tabs. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these in just like we normally would if we were using the regular tabs. They're going to go right where the zipper is. So I'm just going to slide it in there, just like this. Line it up with the edges, and then just clip it in place. Now I'm going to go over that on its own a couple times just to make sure we're good. Slide this one in where the zipper is as well. Remember, the D-rings need to be pointed into the bag. Don't have them hanging out right now. They need to be inside the bag. And the edge is just going to line up with the edge of the bag. Clip in place. All right, and now I'm going to go finish this bag like I normally would, and we'll come back and finish the strap. All right, so here is our boxy bag completed, and you can see we have these side tabs right here. So we have both of our side tabs with their D-rings on either side of the zipper. Like I said, tutorial for this is down in the description below. So now we need to add the strap that's going to connect to this. So this is very similar to how we did this before. Now, if you wanted to make this an interchangeable strap, this is where you're going to add both of your swivel hooks. You're going to add one swivel hook that will go on the end like this, and then you would add the other swivel hook in the seam just like we did on the previous tutorial, and you would attach it just like this. But I'm only going to use one swivel hook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my strap and I'm going to thread it through one end of my boxy bag just like that, so that in the end it will go over like this. See? So if your strap has a right side and a wrong side, you're going to want to attach your swivel hook so that the hook is on the right side, and then we're going to fold it so that the hook is on the inside. See? And now we're going to take one of these straps and we're going to pull it through the one D-ring and pull this whole thing open like this. So here's where we should be. You have your strap pulled through the D-ring, you have your hook on the inside. If you have two-toned, the inside is going to be the right side, and this side on top is going to be the wrong side. So now we're going to go, just like before, and we're going to sew this seam closed using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to align my raw edges together, and then I'm just going to sew them together using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just go back and forth a couple times. Okay, now I'm going to flip it so that I have my right sides out, just like that. And I'm going to bring my swivel hook over, and I'm going to nest my swivel hook in that seam, just like we did before. And for now, I'm going to clip it just like that. And I'm going to change my presser foot to my zipper foot so that I can get nice and close to that swivel hook. As close as I can. Make sure I backstitch. And our clasp is attached. Now you may notice that over here it's a little twisted. Using a D-ring, you can usually just flip it the other way. So we're back. We're done with our last bag. Here is our super chic boxy bag, and here's our strap. So you can see we added it onto one end, so it's just like this. Now what you could do is you could attach it to that same D-ring, and you can carry it like this if you needed to, right? Or attach it to the other D-ring, and you can carry your boxy bag just like this. This just makes it really useful when you're kind of like flopping it around the hotel room or around your bathroom. I don't know, this is great. And it folds to the side really nicely so that you can open up your bag and get everything you need out of it, right? Ah, it's so cute. I hope you found this tutorial extremely useful. You can add these wristlet straps to really any kind of pouch or bag, and they're very handy, especially for kids in your life. You know, kids. They can hang these on their doors so that they don't forget them when they're running in and out of the house. They can throw them in their backpack, and it makes it easier for them to dig out. Whoop, there's my pencil bag. I have pencils, guys. Didn't forget them today. So if you enjoyed this video today, make sure you give it a like. Please make sure you subscribe down below. I'm coming out with something every single Monday. You're gonna know about it first if you subscribe. Make sure to check me out on my other platforms like Instagram and Facebook and my website. You know, all those places. I really want to see what you guys are making. And I know that's hard to do on YouTube. So if you make something, I mean anything, it can be something from my video, it can be something from my website, it can be just something you want to show me. If there is something out there that you're making and you want to show me, use the hashtag #OaklerRootsToots. Yeah, toots. Don't even get me started. I'm such a weirdo. But #OaklerRootsToots, as in tutorials, but it's long, right? So we're gonna use hashtag #OaklerRootsToots. Use that hashtag on anything you make, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, and I will be looking for you. Every single day, I'm gonna be out there looking for you. I hope you had such a good time here today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited that you came to watch. I hope this has inspired you to create or inspired you to think about creating something, because if you're on the fence, you can do it. And don't worry, I'm gonna have so many more videos coming out for the people who are just getting started. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Get out there and make something. Bye.